Okie dokie.
And we're live.
Hey.
Finally. For a week. All week. We have a triple header.
Oh, too
So,
many races.
yeah, the third race in a row is coming. And it's the last race before summer break as well.
It is, yes. It's a big deal coming up.
Yeah.
It's the last one before the teams. Well, we say makes substantial gains, but I reckon a lot of the teams are focusing on next season already. So,
yeah, Red Bull moved completely to the next season also.
well, they say they have. You never know.
You might just dream of something in his sleeve and come up with a thing that makes them half a second faster.
Yes. Annoyingly so. Again, although they seem to have lost time despite their upgrades. Not much time.
It was confusing. I thought of it like it were upgrades to make them slower. At least that's what I thought initially until Verstappen won by 35 seconds on Sunday.
Yeah, it was. You probably would have won that by a minute at the start of the season. So
yeah, it was exciting up until the first that third one basically.
It was exciting until the race
was great. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the quali format?
Yeah, it was alright. I didn't mind it. I don't think it makes much difference. So yeah, the only thing that was surprising was obviously George, but I don't think that was due to the tyres. That was more just getting stuck in the traffic. They got passed by 5 drivers. So yeah, I don't think it really added anything. I can't lie. I don't think it's a brand new revolutionary thing, but it was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I also think it was pretty interesting. I think it's a good addition because we're giving the drivers less tire sets over the whole weekend, which is probably helping those eco things. And the sustainability, that's the word.
Also, when it comes to tire blankets next year, maybe that'll be a big thing as well.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we should begin with the reaction to our predictions.
Yes, yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get into these predictions. Oh, no.
Okay. We both went with Max pole position, which I mean
was wrong. How did we do this?
One time we go for Max pole position, it's not by 0.003 of a second.
Bear in mind when we have the pole sit in 5th, both of us as well.
Yeah.
It's not a very successful outing for us.
It's a little car.
Yeah, well, it was just, Hamilton was incredible. Honestly, he did almost mess it up. He was quite a far bit ahead, had a dodgy final sector, was quickest in none of the sectors, I believe.
Yeah,
which was crazy.
It was green, and yellow.
Yeah. So yeah, he was slower than himself in the final sector. So yeah, that was a shock, but a welcome one. Honestly, the most adrenaline I felt for F1 since Qatar in 2021. So
Qatar
that's a sad reality.
Qatar 2021. What happened in the race? It was like Bottas.
Wait, I'm in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia. Oh, that one. So
Qatar 2021 also fun.
Yeah, so basically since the 21 season.
Yeah, pretty much the most adrenaline I've felt. Look, to be completely clear, as a Hamilton fan, as a British fan, you know what? Norris taking the lead. That's similar.
Yeah.
Probably Norris taking the lead might beat it, but yeah, it was the most interesting stuff has only happened recently. So
yeah, it was not expected at all. I personally thought Mercedes are gonna struggle on this track, and yeah, they kind of surprised me, at least with Lewis. I mean, George had a pretty decent race as well, just started 18th.
Yeah, anyway, he was very impressive, I think. He almost did exactly what I thought he was going to do, but not really.
Yeah,
Which we'll get to. We'll get to.
Yeah, he was one position off in the end from your prediction.
My prediction was slightly different.
My worst predictions are horrible. Yeah,
Mine are mildly okay, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's continue on with qualifying.
Yeah. Second row. No, I was getting right again. Yeah, nothing much to say. Look, Ferraris. Ferraris were really slow this weekend. Like
Yeah, definitely. They were very slow.
They were like considerably slower than Mercedes and McLaren.
And Leclerc had the worst pit stop apart from Bottas this Monaco, probably in the history of F1.
It was like 10 seconds, yeah.
10 seconds plus the 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
It's like such a Leclerc thing to happen. If you remember, like it was like last year in Belgium when he did it for the fastest lap, like during the final laps, and he got the penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he just finished behind Alonso because of it. It was last year, right?
It's pretty much the biggest Leclerc thing to happen in F1 for ages. Yeah, it was not a good time for Leclerc this race weekend.
All right, your prediction for Perez? I mean, he made Q3, which was pretty unexpected.
Yes, that was it was a big call for me, and he did it. So I'm kind of happy about that. Obviously, he didn't get. You know what? I was genuinely talking about this during the race weekend. I reckon they do mess him up massively.
They mess up
right,
Perez?
Because I think they do mess him up massively because they always put him out first. He always has to do out of not just like him and Verstappen, but the entire grid. He's the first one out on his lap. I don't know if that's something he wants. Maybe that's something he wants, but it's not working, right? Because you need the rubber on the track.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because like the history of Perez, he doesn't really tend to get his like first lap in like a really quick one. He tends to go faster on his second runs mostly.
Yeah, that's true. But I just think he's never like. He's always like in Silverstone, right? It was he was doing it on the wet, so it just like it was the one bit of dry racing after the it was one of the Hasses went out. I think it was Magnussen.
Yeah.
And they put him out, and the reason he went out in Q3 was they put him out when they put him out as the first car to drive around the circuit.
Yeah.
And he was at that point it was the wettest, right? Because he makes the line for the other drivers to follow. I just think he's being slightly messed up there. I still think he needs to buck up his ideas a bit, but just a bit of a Perez apology there for the street.
I think your voice is in my mic, either that or it's like making weird sound. I don't know how to really check it.
I'm not getting any feedback.
My OBS is just really weird.
Hey, have you got your stream sound on?
What?
Just in case.
What did you say?
Have you got your stream sound on?
Yeah, it is. I can hear it, but I don't know if it's like the quality is good or whatever. Like the OBS is looking like the mic is just making sounds without me talking. It's just weird.
I have no idea then.
All right, let's move on to E3, I guess. Yeah, Aston's had no pace this weekend, even though I expected them to do well. Yeah, Aston Martin just fell off. This was the track they were supposed to be quick at, and yeah, Alonso just even in quality or even in the race, like they were the fifth fastest team, like by I mean not by a decent margin by Ferrari, but like quite a margin by the top
Ferrari.
three. The Astons and Ferraris were just in league of their own. Like behind the top 3 teams and like ahead of the rest. Yeah, that's about it for Aston Martin. I mean, I have no idea what happened to them.
Were really destroyed by that.
Yeah, my predictions.
In the end.
Yeah, my predictions are because of I mean, yeah, who could have expected Aston Martin to just drop off after 3 races? Yeah, in Canada, Alonso was like P2, and suddenly just not making the podium. Like,
yeah, it's very strange. I don't know why. It feels like Canada was an offset, right?
yeah,
Because they were looking poor just before Canada. I can't remember the race just before Canada.
Spain, yeah.
It looked incredibly quick around Spain, did they?
Yeah, they were like, hey, I don't remember actually where they finished.
They didn't look this slow, right? But yeah, there's definitely something that's happened there. Whether or not it's they've used up their budget and they already know they're going to get told off this year, as predicted, talked about. But yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all.
Yeah, it is really not. Maybe they're focusing on next year as well. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe that is the case. Although they had such a fast car this year, I don't know why you just not focus on this year's car.
I don't know, like if they should really focus on Ishii. They already that. I mean, their main goal is like driver style with Alonso, right? So if they know they cannot get it, like, do they really want to try to get Alonso with the P3 in the driver style?
I guess the target could, P3 for Alonso would be good though. But I guess their target as a whole is to be the 4th quickest car, and they are that. So they were probably shocked. Technically McLaren is currently, but can McLaren close that gap? I guess we'll see as we go into the season. Well, they're second fastest. So I actually think that will happen. But for now, it's sort of like, okay, we look like we're going to get 4th in the constructors. This would be amazing for us.
They may even drop to 5th. Like, they may even drop behind Ferrari. Like, their pace is literally like really I'd say worrying.
They could definitely put in a fight against Ferrari for not 5th, but we'll see. We'll see how it comes up to.
In the last 2 races, like, the Ferrari should have finished in like ahead of the Astons in both of them. Like, Britain was like Ferrari strategy in the like textbook Ferrari strategy from like P3 and P5 in the quali, just like almost getting beaten.
They looked so much slower in the race than they did in quali, and this quali they didn't even look that quick. Although it was the closest we should note that it was the closest qualifying we've ever had in F1, I believe.
Closest
since 2003, it's the closest top 10.
Yeah, the closest Q3, like top 10. I think we tied the closest, like it was like 0.5 and I saw the graphic as well. Also, the top 3 were separated like by less of a tenth, I think, like 80,000, 80,000 was it? Like Norris behind Lewis.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
well, you had Norris at least very close in your predictions, whereas I didn't even have him in the top 5. You put him in 4th. I think he looked solid. I think he could have put a lap together, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, he looks really quick in Q1 and Q2, and then just falls off a bit in Q3. I think he could have put a lap together to put it on pole. Unfortunately, he didn't. But
it was probably in the car.
He was very disappointed afterwards when he didn't manage to get that pole. But he performed pretty admirably overall. definitely could be happy. But yeah, only Q3 for him. Piastri again. That, you know what? Piastri needs some credit here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I think Piastri's done pretty well to keep up with Norris. He was a bit off that top three, but not too far off. And definitely is asserting himself as like the best of the rest, if you get me.
Yeah, it was kind of a rookie mistake from him to get the damage and to like fall off the top three. Because he was like on Norris pace for the first stint. Then they pit. Norris just jumped Piastri because of an undercut, and Piastri could keep up with Norris until like he catched some damage on a curb, from what I heard, and then just lost a lot of time, like especially the rear downforce. And yeah, Lewis and Chaco overtook him, and he finished in P5.
Yeah, in quality he was pretty solid. Definitely, if he doesn't get that damage, maybe he can do better. But we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. We get no points from our whole quality predictions.
No, we do not. It doesn't shock me given the Verstappen issue. How did we do last time? We didn't get any points last time either, so
We got the max pole position.
yeah, that's true. Apart from Max, which is obvious.
Yeah, moving on to the race, and I think you're the only one who gets a point here.
Yes, Verstappen gets gets another victory to his list.
It's such a free point when I think about it. How could I expect Max to not win?
You were literally. I was just like, what?
I just gave you a free point there.
I'll take the 3 point. I'm very happy with that.
I was so close with the McLaren predictions because Piastri was one position off Norris as well.
Yeah.
What could have been like if Piastri didn't have the damage, maybe he could have stayed P4. Who knows? Or maybe Norris could have been overtaken by Perez, and I would get a point as well. But yeah, unlucky.
Unlucky indeed, but very lucky for me. I'll take the point advantage. Overall, very boring race. There was not a lot of overtakes, which you would not expect, because there was a like thing for top three. I think the race was way too long, by the way. I'm gonna put it out there. I think the 70 laps was a lot.
It felt longer because how boring it was.
Yeah. Like there was overtakes, but you got at the start, which was fairly exciting. You got Hamilton and Perez hunting down Piastri, as we talked about. You got Piastri getting overtaken in the pits. You got Russell and Perez going up the field, but overall it still felt boring. And I saw a stat that was like how many overtakes there was overall, and it was one of the least we've ever seen in F1. And yeah, it definitely felt like that.
Yeah, it was like third of the overtakes in last year's race. Last year had a pretty good Hungarian Grand Prix. I remember it because I was there. This year was just so boring. I agree.
Hungary isn't exciting. We should bounce it up by saying Hungary isn't usually exciting.
Yeah, but
because it's a small track and so on. But this one, definitely felt like it failed. Especially, it seems they keep announcing like, "Oh, this race is going to be back for blah blah blah," or "This race is going to be extending its contract," and then we get the most boring race after they've just said they'll extend the contract of it.
Yeah,
that's becoming a common occurrence.
That is true, but I wouldn't like Hungary to like be not on the calendar because it's the closest racetrack to me personally. And yeah, the other one is like Austria, and that's like 2 times more expensive.
Yeah, me neither. I do like the race. It's just it seems unfortunate that they keep going. Yeah, we're going to extend this race's contract, and as soon as they say we have a race that's not incredible. There, I think the same happened. I can't remember Austria. Austria wasn't the best race ever. Maybe it was Austria.
Maybe it was like Spain.
Yeah, that made
Spain extended their contract like last one I remember.
Yeah, that makes sense then. It was probably Spain. But yeah, just a thought. If this keeps happening.
Yep.
But yeah, the race overall very boring. Can't lie. We'll get to our like strange predictions. I will say we did mention him in qualifying. Zhou's qualifying was incredible.
Yeah.
To then ruin it all in the race is.
That was so sad for him. Like he had an issue with the car like for the start, so he fell down like 10 places, and then just it was probably the frustration
Smashed into the back.
I kind of feel for him because when you qualify in B5 in Alfa Romeo and you have the car problem that makes you lose 10 position at the start, you kind of stop thinking about actually braking. I mean, F1 drivers shouldn't do it, but I get why the thing that happened, and yeah, he still should have gotten the penalty. I agree with it, but it's kind of unfortunate. I really feel bad for Zhou.
What I will say is, we'll get to. Well, we can talk about least impressive team, right? I was so tempted to say Alpine, but because I did last week, I didn't want to say it again. And I feel, if only. And I know it's not their fault. Obviously, Alpine, they both got smashed into. But I would still say they're the least impressive team based on that.
And they were like pretty slow in quality as well. Like I didn't expect Alpine to be this slow on this track.
Yeah, they were not quick at all.
I mean, McLaren wasn't an impressive team.
Well. I was gonna say I'm tempted to give myself minus points for that.
McLaren for the least impressive team, where they literally they
probably most impressive again. Yeah,
they get a second row on a track that should not suit them. That's like pretty scary.
I'm very willing to take it out there. That was definitely not a.
Thankfully for you, there are no minus points this one. So yeah.
Thank God.
From my prediction for the least impressive team, I would at least take a half a point because Williams, they were both out in Q1, got no points. Where nowhere the points.
I think
Albon only gone in P11 because of the start. Like Zhou took out both Alpines and Ricardo. Bottas got like caught up in the incident as well. Like Albon made like 5 positions in that. Like he should have really finished in P16. And when you think about
if he finished in 11th.
And 11th,
you can't say it was the least impressive. The least impressive team was arguably either the Haas or the Alpine.
Oh, okay. I guess I don't take the point here, even though I would protest. But yeah, I was not impressed.
I'm just saying, Albon did come 11th. It was just outside the top 10. He wasn't far off Lance Stroll either.
Yeah, well, that's just Lance Stroll being Lance Stroll.
I would not say that's like there. Well, are we saying that's Lance Stroll being Lance Stroll? Then I can get least impressive driver.
Wait, Lance Stroll getting a point is not the least impressive.
Then Albon just finishing outside the points is not the least impressive team.
I'm thinking that's a whole team. Like the context of the Williams going up the constructor standings, they're like in 6th or 7th, like just behind Alpine, and to be arguably the second slowest team, I think, this weekend. Like
no, not the second. So you had the Tauris were behind Albon, both Alfa Romeos were behind Albon, both Hasses were behind Albon.
Ricardo qualified ahead of both Williamses, and Tsunoda was Tsunoda qualified Albon as well, I think.
They both may have, but in the race, I mean, you're taking if we're taking the whole weekend as a context, quali should be small because you get nothing for quali. In the race, you get the points. You get the points in the race.
Yeah.
And yeah, none of them got any points, but he did finish higher than 3 of the other teams and Alpine as well. So technically, 4 of the other teams were less impressive than Williams.
All right, I don't take the point. Let's. We should probably start.
I'm arguing for these points. I'm always arguing.
I'm not gonna convince you at this point.
I will. I will take. I think we both take the Alpha most impressive teams.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe Ricardo could have got a top 10, but his race was destroyed by Show.
Yeah, it was looking good until the
crash.
He did like 50 laps on medium tires as well.
Yeah, well, I guess that might just be like a bit of endurance for him.
I would actually give you the point here, but I don't know if I should.
I don't think I deserve it. No, I don't.
He
did well in quali, but like the driver I would give most impressive to isn't him.
Yeah, I mean Ricardo
who would it be?
Ricardo had a good weekend, but not the most impressive driver. Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to think who would be the most impressive driver.
I mean,
it's very tricky.
Who else than Max? Like seriously, he just.
I guess we have to.
He went on a Sunday cruise. Like he like didn't fight anyone. He just overtook Lewis and the Sar and just cruised to win by 35 seconds.
We expected that. Well, I expected that. You didn't.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, but I would. You know what? Because the race was so boring, and everyone. Maybe Russell.
Russell had a good.
He gained 12
race,
positions.
But I would also say Hamilton had a better weekend than Russell, like performance-wise. Well, maybe Norris, Norris or Piastri, like both of them had a pretty decent weekend.
Well, either way, none of us get a point there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously Alonso is not the most impressive driver. I mean that's mostly due to Aston being on nowhere. I think the most impressive team predictions also. Not because of this.
Stroll's an argument, but I will give it you. He wasn't that far behind Alonso. He was quite far, but like not so much that he is. It's a shocking result, right? That's the main thing. I want it to be kind of shocking. Who's most impressive and least impressive?
I don't expect Stroll to be in the points most of the time, so. I would say this was a pretty good drive from him. Like to finish just behind Alonso, like in position wise. I don't know what was the gap like in seconds, but
I expect in that car he should be finishing inside the points. But yeah, I'm willing not to. Well, I don't want the point. Basically, is what I'm saying.
All right. I don't think Perez was the least impressive as well. He had a pretty sad quali, like. Being 8 positions, like a 7th position behind Max, 4 tenths behind as well, in the same session on the same tires. That's pretty bad, but in the race, he made up for it, finished on the podium. I think that's a pretty decent drive from Perez.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay. 1 point for all the predictions for you.
Yeah, you don't get most laps led. I don't think anyone's stopped. Brundle, so neither point there.
Yeah, the only point from the weekend from Verstappen win. That's even more sad when I think about why didn't I put Verstappen in P1. Just
You thought that team was getting a dub this weekend. You thought that Aston Martin team was getting a big dub.
Yeah,
they let you down. If I'm honest, they let you down.
Unfortunately, it was. Yeah, it's you caught up. We're 5-5 in points now.
Yes, let's go.
Okay,
I'm back in it.
We're tied. Calm down.
I had to argue that. I had to argue that Williams were the least impressive team, but I'm taking it.
Yeah. I mean. Technically, you got infinite percent more points than me in this prediction in this weekend. All right, let's move on to the Belgian GP because we already streamed for 30 minutes.
Let's go Belgium.
Okay. You started last time, so I think I should start with pole position in mine. And yeah, I also got the rain forecast on the right here. So
come on, give me a strange prediction here. Give that strange prediction. Come on. I need another easy point.
My most crazy pole position prediction, because yeah, 60% rain in quali. I think it's gonna be Max Verstappen on pole position.
Oh my gosh!
Such crazy prediction, right?
I could not believe it.
I'm tired of not getting points in this. Yeah, Max Verstappen should be some easy point for me as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well, look.
I have nothing.
You need to ask me.
Yeah, I don't think this needs an explanation. So yeah, you can go with your pole position.
So, you know what? I think that McLaren's going to be really fast this weekend. Super fast. It's very quick in the straights. It's a lot of long corners. There are sometimes slow, but there's a lot of quick corners in there as well.
Yeah.
As I say, so many long straights though.
Okay.
And that's why Verstappen is my pole position.
Okay. So yeah, we're both getting the point here.
Yeah, I'm not falling for it. I'm not it has to be Verstappen. It's never not going to be Verstappen.
I heard a long straight, and I thought of starting pole position.
No, I was saying that the McLarens would be pole because they're very quick on the long straights.
I don't think McLaren will get pole, but I think they're going to be the second strongest team. I think the Red Bulls will be just. I think Red Bulls will be just too fast for anyone on the field. I think this weekend will be like every session led by Max, and all the laps led by Max, and the fastest lap for Max as well. I think this weekend will be another Grand Shalom, or how the fuck it's called.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, so you guys.
I hope it isn't.
Yeah, I hope it isn't as well, but it's just how this season is going at this point. For my P2, Lando Norris, and I don't think this comes as any surprise because he got P2 in the last two qualies as well. And
not last one.
I actually got P3, so yeah, I apologize.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, I don't think this needs an explanation as well. McLaren is just in a great form. Norris is in great form as well. And yeah, the whole McLaren team is like really thriving right now.
Yeah, they're doing superb, and that's why I agree with you. I think it will be Norris on P2.
Okay, so last time
I think he's going to run it close.
Okay, how close?
I'm not willing to put my life on the line for that. I would go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be too far away. Like, I think he will put in a challenge. I think that, as I say, I think this track really suits that McLaren. I think Italy's really going to suit that McLaren as well. Very quick in the straights, even this weekend. So yeah, I just think it's going to be a quick one for the McLarens this weekend.
Okay, I'll put a noise for you there. Cause...
I'm just making sure our points continue to remain equal.
Yeah, you're still like in the Hungarian predictions. Okay, for my P3, I have Oscar Piastri.
Oh, okay. We do differ then.
Alright, finally, because I hope this comes at a point for me, because Piastri is in a pretty good form as well. Like, apart from the damage he caught, he still finished fifth. Like, that's, I think Piastri is really having a really good rookie season. Like, with the caliber of teammate he has, like, Norris Norris is normally the destroyer of teammates, like we saw with Ricardo. Also, Sainz was. I think Sainz was like really close to Lando. Lando was just had the tiny edge, like in pace. And
Well,
yeah,
Sainz managed to get the better move, so
better move like the Ferrari.
yeah.
Do you think that's a better move?
I
mean, he got his first win, but
the big money move, shall we say?
yeah,
yeah. Norris still searching. I think he's going to get it this season. I will say that.
Yeah. So you think Norris is gonna win this season? I mean, it's hard to think anyone else wins other than Max at this point. Like he won 7 in a row. It's a really scary number.
Surely that car's going to break down at some point in that.
Well, what other track than Spa, right?
And that's when Perez will manage to take.
Please. Oh my god! Imagine if Verstappen breaks down as the one race Perez is in P2.
Yeah.
So Red Bull keep this streak. It would be the most comedic thing ever.
Yeah, I think you've gone Piastri. I think Perez.
All right, so Perez in wet quali and Spa P3.
It's a really risky one, but surely he's got to beat these demons at some point. I think surely he's got to start getting these good qualifyings out.
Yeah, fair.
He's evolved, right? He managed to get into Q3 last time.
Yeah, that's true. 9th place. I don't know. I mean, sure, put him in, and if you get a point, you get my respect. But I just don't think Perez is making top 5 in quali this weekend.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm going Perez. I believe in the boy.
Funny thing, we have 2 people like who don't know anything about F1 probably, which is in the chat. There's one person talking about MCC.
MCC, my love, my 2 loves. But actually, football is also my love. And Debbie, if she's watching.
Yeah. If
I'm not getting in trouble, guys. I'm not getting in trouble.
Bro, it's talking about like he's ranking quick and you can movement in the chat.
Is it Quick Lover or Quick Enjoyer? Remember, there's some guy who just comes on and loves Quick all the time.
If you come to an F1 stream and you're talking about Quick, you're probably a Quick lover. Just a guess.
Oh, we should definitely during the summer break do what driver is what MCC contestant.
Oh, that would be very interesting. Who would be Charles Leclerc? I think it's like.
I know who Dream is.
Max would be like purple, probably.
I was gonna say Dream is Max, but okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought of the more of a like domination aspect.
You're thinking statistically.
So yeah, like comparing them like personality-wise.
Yeah, but personality-wise, but also how good they are. You know, we can't ignore how good they are.
Okay, so we could do that. It was being very interesting.
We'll do that during the summer. Let's continue focusing.
Yes,
because we will get sidetracked, and this will go over the allotted time we've given.
Yeah, can you type in the Perez so I can be sure?
Yeah, I can do that. What?
I know you're like actually in the spreadsheet, just in case. All right.
No, I was here. Your Q4. Now this is when it gets interesting, right?
Okay, I'm putting Quick in P4. okay. That was okay.
Quick, the Mercedes driver, very nice.
All right, I'm putting George Russell in P4.
By the way, I hope Quig is in tonight.
Okay, will you consider a video idea? Are we actually trying to give me like a video idea? Like, I need to really. He's like. Ranking...
No, I was trying to say it for a stream, but we could do that. That'll be funny.
I don't know what video idea is he talking about. Like,
you know what? I reckon Quig is Russell. No, I think Quig is in the MCC tonight. That's what I meant.
Oh, so Quig in the first 5 teams?
Yeah.
I would.
It might not be these first 5 teams. It might be, you know how it works.
Yeah, I mean everyone would love Quig to come back.
Exactly.
We need the old S tiers to come in and kick Purple's ass.
That's not happening.
It's not happening. It's a nice spot.
It's insane how good he is. Oh
Yeah.
god.
I mean,
But then like Sapnap had a similar spell of domination, and Illumina was very good. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Continue to focus on F1. Why do you think Russell is P4?
Okay, I've got the Russell in here because yeah, I think Mercedes will have a pretty decent weekend. I don't think they're gonna be challenging McLaren or Red Bull, but I think they're gonna be comfortably the 3rd fastest team. Maybe with a Ferrari there, or the Alpines, who knows? Maybe even Williams jumps there. And yeah, I think if it's a wet quali, I think Russell loves a wet quali around Spa as well. So yeah, it might be Russell out qualifying Lewis in this time.
Well, we've already talked about him, but I'm going Piastri up next. I think he'll be a McLaren. Red Bull front 4 and front 2 rows. I think different order, but I think it'll be interesting. I think Piastri obviously did amazing off the start last time. I will say in Britain he had a very good start as well. Just couldn't get over Verstappen last time, but I think he's doing really well. We've sort of talked about him already this stream, so I don't want to focus too much, and obviously your predictions as well.
Yeah, it's true. Piastri is having a pretty good rookie season. Not much to say here. Piastri is just really showing why McLaren picked him over Ricciardo.
No wonder 2 teams wanted him.
Why they stole them from Alpine. Alright, my B5, and this is my first bold prediction. I'm picking Nico Hülkenberg in P5.
Hülkenberg, that is a really bold prediction.
I mean, would I get a point if he qualifies in like top 5? Like if he somehow gets into the top
so
5.
if he gets top 5 at all, I'll give you the point.
Alright, because I'm really feeling it for Hulk this weekend. I don't know why, but I just had the feeling.
You're feeling in your bones, the bones.
Yeah, he's gonna crack the quality lab in the rain because Hülkenberg is pretty good in the rain and Haas is a pretty good quality car.
He did really well in the sprint for Austria. Maybe that's more of an ace up Hulk's sleeve.
Yeah, Hulk just keeps getting into Q3 and getting the Haas car into some random positions. It should really not be there. Yeah, he's just owning Magnussen in every quality and race session at this point.
Do you know if the new system is this weekend as well? The tire system?
No. It's the spring weekend. So the next the tire thingy, like the hards in Q1, is gonna be in Monza, and then it's maybe gonna be next season. Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, your 5th place.
Well, it's also begins with an H. It is Hamilton.
All right.
I think he could definitely get higher. He's obviously shown already he's quick and quality. I do think that made this car slower in the race. And I still have no idea how he lost like 9 seconds on the 2 McLarens during the pits.
Yeah, it was very strange. Like he was like a few seconds behind the McLarens, and suddenly they were just like they somehow gained like 5 seconds over the pit stops. It was very weird.
It was crazy. I don't know. He didn't even have like a terrible outlap. But
so it wasn't even an undercut because Hamilton pitted sooner than the McLarens. Like Hamilton pitted, so the Norris has as well, and then Piastri, and like Hamilton had the undercut, and literally McLarens were faster on all their tires. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what happened there. Just really weird time gap just appeared there.
Yeah, it was strange. So I just think he's gonna have another good week. Well, not good weekend, right?
I mean, top 5 for Mercedes is decent.
Yeah, you should expect it though. Not even just this season, just Mercedes as a whole.
I mean, yeah, Mercedes, like, as a team, you mostly expect fighting for podiums and maybe championships if they get a the what's it called regulations correct.
Maybe next season.
Yeah, maybe next.
But
No, I mean next season is gonna be like pretty much the same as this one. So like the next closest regulation change is like 2026.
yeah, but they're changing their car up massively. It's the thing next season, Mercedes.
Oh.
They're not going with the no side pod design, are they?
I would love some Mercedes versus Verstappen title fight.
That's well. Let's move on because this weekend we've got something a little different, don't we? It's a sprint weekend,
sprint
which means we
weekend.
can do sprint pole and sprint win.
Yeah, more opportunities to lose points.
Are you going to lose points here?
I don't know, but I'm predicting Norris for pole positions the sprint.
Oh my gosh!
Because I don't know, but I just wanted to change it something. If I get a pole for the main race correctly, I get a 1 point, but I just want something to change. Like if Norris somehow squeezes into the pole position for the sprint, I want to get the point. If it's any other driver than Max, it's probably Norris.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's why I'm going to pick Verstappen.
Was it so funny?
It's boring, isn't it? It's boring, isn't it? It's boring. But maybe that's because F1's boring and Verstappen wins everything.
We're just laughing at how much boring it is.
Yeah, and the FIA don't do a thing about it. They just go, yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Are they cheated? Oh, that's fine. We don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand like when the team cheats, like legitimately it breaks the rules. I don't understand like where there's so little consequences. Like when you remember the Ferrari's legal engine in 2019, like they got some kind of like agreement and they got no actual like punishment for having the legal engine for 1 season.
It's great, isn't it? It's great.
Now Red Bull broke the cost cap like 2 years ago and got a penalty in the like ATR time and the wind tunnel time for this year. And it's not really working. I mean,
it's gonna affect them so much.
Yeah,
it's not like they're the quickest car by 8 miles and miles already.
Maybe if it wasn't for the punishment, maybe they would be like twice as fast. Who knows?
I don't know, but either way, it's F1's fun, isn't it? Shall we move? Shall we move on to our next prediction?
Yeah, sprint win, and yeah, I'm picking Logan Sargent here. I'm just kidding.
Good call.
Yeah, I mean,
appreciate it.
I wanted to make it jokey, but I just like it's beat the Max all the time. I mean, yeah, it could be one pole position in the sprint for Norris, but I just when it comes to the race, like the Red Bulls just gain another level of performance. Like they have such an advantage over the field, like in the race pace wise. It's insane.
That's why it's also Max Verstappen for me. Yeah.
Whoa.
Woo, F1's fun, isn't it? Can we do the race quickly as well? It is also Max Verstappen for me. We're very clear. Max Verstappen has won this championship. It is a race for second. Every single race is a race for second. It's much more fun to watch F1 now, pretending first place doesn't exist. Okay? Just for the future, for anyone that's watching, just pretend that he is not in the race, and you'll have a better time.
Yes.
Anyway, that's my rant for the day.
Yeah, that's about it. That's not really much to say else. Yeah, my P2. Yeah, another no surprise. I think Norris gonna be comfy in P2. I don't think it's gonna challenge Max. I don't think he's gonna be challenged from behind from Piastri. Maybe at the start, but I think Norris will have the upper edge in pace over Piastri this weekend, just because Just because Norris seems to be like in more of a form, and also Piastri never drove an F1 car around Spa, and like Spa is like really dependent on the driver. Like there's so many fast corners like Eau Rouge, and yeah, so on. You really need to like gel with the car here, despite it being like not really like mechanical grip dependent circuit like Monaco or Hungary. But yeah, I think this weekend Norris will have a pretty lonely weekend in P2.
I can't lie, I am pretty much staring at the. I'm staring at it. I'm staring at everything involved. And it just feels hard, hand on heart, like I can't really change anything from my qualifying results.
So
Which sucks because Spa is a fun Grand Prix.
Yeah, I really like this.
But I also agree it's going to be Norris.
You're keeping the entire quality order.
No, I think Piastri and Hamilton might change. I might do a risk and put like Hamilton and Russell in the top 5. But I am. Oh, it is sad, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. It's yeah, sad. The word "sad" defines this year's season, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Piastri for P3. I think he's gonna get his first podium. And yeah, it's not really much to say. We could talk about Piastri before, and yeah, I think he's gonna have a good weekend. Yeah, are you putting Perez podium?
He did well this week. He did well last weekend. I was very tempted actually. Do I take a risk? Am I allowed to change?
You are allowed to change, like until you actually type it in, you can change anything.
I was going to change Norris, but I'll stick to my guns.
I think you can change Norris, like until we finish the extra bulk correction, you can change up things.
I'm changing Oops. I'm changing Norris.
That's fine.
Put in Perez because Perez was hunting down Norris. Looked like he might get him. In Hungary, I think it'll be about the same this race.
Yeah. I think McLaren will be closer to Red Bull, but Red Bull will be more far ahead of the entire field, like relative wise. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like McLaren and Red Bull, like in front of the entire field basically. And yeah, I'm putting Perez in P4. That's
fair.
Yeah, I think it's gonna make it.
Expected to overtake a lot.
Yeah. I think he's gonna battle with Piastri for the podium, and I think Piastri will come. Will come on the top, basically claiming his first podium, and yeah, Perez will have another of those underwhelming comeback drives from like P13 to P4, like for a Red Bull driver. That's pretty average.
I'm going to take risks here. I'm going to put Russell in 4th.
Okay.
Does expect him to overtake his teammate. And yeah, I think it's one of his like good tracks, right?
Yeah.
And in the rain, the potential rain. I'm just thinking he did really well in Spa. Sorry, he did really well in Spa 2021.
Yeah, he did. Like that was the time he got his first like podium, like in second place. I don't even know if you could call that a race because it was like 3 laps behind the safety car. But yeah.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a race, but still qualified very high. It's the main thing that I'm saying.
Yeah, unfortunately, so it was like
evidently likes this track. I think he could get Hamilton at the start. He would have been my 6th place, by the way. And yeah.
I'm still thinking about who to put P5. I think I chose the driver that I'm gonna put in P5, and it's Lewis Hamilton.
Oh.
I think it's gonna finish in the top 5 behind, like best of the rest behind the McLarens and the Red Bulls, especially with like it's like changeable conditions. I think he's gonna come on the top, and basically I predict Russell to have a bad start, and Hulkenberg to basically bog down because he's in a Haas, and Haas in the races is just Hulkenberg, even if it qualifies P5, is probably not finishing in the points anyway.
Oh, can I shock you here? I've also got Hamilton in P5.
Oh, it's such a shock.
I do think I don't know why I haven't got Piastri there, right? Because I do think that McLaren's going to be the top car, but I just, as you say, the track is relentless in terms of for newbie drivers. He's obviously not a newbie, but he's a rookie. So yeah, just a risky one. I want to put something different out there. Can't really change the top three, so something different is going to be the fourth and fifth.
Yeah, okay. So I went with the only non-Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes driver. Actually, it's all orange, blue, and like aqua, except the white hull. Alright, we got the positions now for the most impressive driver.
That's what I'm sort of looking at currently.
Since I don't want to choose any of the, like, if Max wins the race or Norris finishes P2 and Piastri finishes P3, I don't think those are like most impressive drives. Like maybe the Piastri you could give him like first podium. But yeah, I think the midfield will have a most impressive driver, and I think it's gonna be Alex Albon.
I was literally about to say the same.
I think the Williams will. Okay. I think the Williams will have a pretty good weekend. I think Albon will get into Q3 and have a pretty good position in the final standing. So I think he's gonna finish in the points. Yeah. I mean, most impressive for Albon is like top 8 and the top 7 region probably.
Yeah,
we got the same drivers.
Ninth would even be pretty good. Yeah, I was literally about to say Albon as well. I think the Williams is quite fast around here in previous years. Even last year, Albon managed to get a 10th place in what was probably a bit more of a competitive field, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Although the McLarens were a bit slower. So I'll give Albon a cheeky position there.
All right. That was also like getting points in Williams. Like, I mean, current situation is pretty difficult because you have the 5 top teams like Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Aston. And if you get a Williams into the points, I think that's pretty. Like, if you get any midfield car, even the Alpines, I think that's a pretty good performance from the driver. Yeah, maybe the Alpines and Williams are probably quicker than Aston this weekend, but who knows? Like, maybe the Astons find some weird form and they actually like a decent at Spa, but I don't think Aston will have a good weekend. Well,
I'm going to come to that.
Yeah, remains to be seen. Yep. My least impressive driver. Who would I pick? Okay.
I'm surprised your most impressive driver wasn't Hulkenberg if you got him qualifying in Q5.
Well, he qualified in P4 in Austria.
True.
Go not led, but it was P2 in the sprint for half the sprint. DNF in the final race, and yeah, it was the best, pretty much his weekend. Like, it was probably the best driver that weekend if you don't count Max, and still Norris got the driver of the day. Like, if I predict Hulkenberg to qualify in top 5, I don't feel like it's gonna be like, yeah, like Hulkenberg top Q3s are so like you expect Hulkenberg to be in Q3 somehow.
Yeah.
Like, when it's so repetitive, I don't think it's like getting as much impressive. Maybe like in the top 3. Yeah, especially with the Haas being so slow in the race, I still think it's getting points. And basically, I cannot give Hulkenberg the most impressive driver is not getting points, even though I'm probably biased because he's my favorite driver. But yeah, I think he's not
British orientated driver, so I'm a big fan of that.
Well, I'm not British anyway, so as well.
I mean, yeah, I know. I'm me personally.
Yeah. I could rank my drivers from how much I like them, but it would basically be every driver in first place and then Lance Stroll in 20th.
Sounds like another thing for us to do in the break.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it would be really very difficult for me to rank the drivers like from how I rank them or how much I like them. Like it's really difficult
I
rankings.
think it was pretty easy for me. I can't lie.
I mean, yeah, I would have like 2 Americans in the first place. But, like, yeah, it's probably. You have like all the British guys in the top 4.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I guess Albon is slightly below them.
He's like Thai, so yeah, half British, so
it's actually less. I'm not. It's less that he's Thai and more that he's was a driver for Red Bull. So,
I mean, I don't know how much.
Hulkenberg is a very firm 5th place for me. Although Ricardo as well now. Oof, that would be difficult.
I like a lot of drivers on the grid.
Yeah, me too.
There wasn't really a driver I didn't really like except Mazepin. Like Nikita Mazepin was like the
Yes,
like the most unlikable actual driver I saw on the grid. I just couldn't like the way he drove in F2. Like I watched the F2 season and he just randomly drove into the podium board. Like he literally crashed into someone in F2 and then was just angry and almost actually hurt the person with his car. Like it was like really dangerous.
Yeah,
I didn't like him from that moment. Like, it was really stupid. And then in the Formula 1 he just was nowhere. So yep, please impress the driver should actually get his prediction because we have to kind of move. We have 18 minutes for this. What impressive driver? I don't know. Who did I pick? Shit, I don't know. I'm gonna pick Stroll. It's like a safe bet. I don't know.
I was gonna pick Stroll as well.
Oh
no, I'm sticking to him. I can't. I'm sorry. I have a really risky one.
Okay, so we're picking Stroll or...
No, he's quite good. I was gonna say maybe Alonso, but I think he's not too poor on this track. Had a unfortunate race last time round. He could have finished early if Hamilton didn't hit into him. But
yeah, so far it looks like we're gonna be still tied after this weekend.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, to be fair, it's not like I'm doing it on purpose. It's just what I was going to pick, and then you pick it, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. All right. Most impressive team. I picked Williams because I think Sargent will maybe snatch a point or 2 as well. I think he's gonna have.
You really, yeah. A lot of belief in Sargent.
Maybe he's gonna get his first Q3 or first point. Like you never know with the Williams being so good in straight lines and top high speed corners. Like yeah. This is like different configuration of Silverstone basically, like with elevation changes as well.
I'm gonna go for most impressive team. The Alpha.
Which Alpha?
The Alpha. Oh god, yeah, you're right.
Romeo.
The Romeo.
All right. So you're picking them to get points or what?
I
mean, they're like 9th in the standings. Would them
getting 11th and 12th be particularly impressive?
Yeah, I think they were gonna need to get points in to be like impressive.
They were really quick around Hungary, right?
They were. They were nowhere
in qualifying. In fact, the race really messed them up.
Yeah.
Joe, granted, was his own fault. Bottas, but it's just to be different. It's so that we don't pick the same team again. Because McLaren, like at this point, it should be expected that it should be Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, right? So we are just battling out between the lower teams. And I do think, obviously, Albon will get points. I don't think Stroll. Sorry, I don't think. I just called him Stroll. That was a par. I don't think Sargent will. I'm not sure if Albon just getting points really registers Williams as the best team. But I guess that's an argument for next week once it happens.
Yeah, I mean, if Williams are in the fight with Ferraris and Astons, I think that's pretty impressive from them. That's at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I definitely have given it them in Monaco, so we'll see. Not Monaco, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for the points here.
I don't think you're. I don't think you're getting the point.
I think I'm winning. I'm pretty sure you will not get the point here, but yeah, well, it remains to be seen. We'll be smarter next week. Least impressive team. This is a difficult one, and I actually have no idea.
I have an idea.
I'm probably picking Alfa Romeo in the least impressive team because I think the car for the Alfa Romeo car is, I think this is the slowest or the second slowest in a straight line, and I think this track will not suit them. I think Hungary was just a one-off because the track specifically was pretty good for them. Like they were just fast. Right, they were really fast in the second sector and the third sector as well. And you can see the first sector where the Alfa lost most of their time. It was pretty visible that they lost the time on the straights. So yeah, I think the Alfa Romeos will. Okay, for the least impressive, I think they will both get out in Q1. Maybe one will get into Q2. That's the maximum, and both finishing like 14th or below. Like pretty not impressive from their perspective.
Mine is the Aston.
All right, it's a pretty good pick as well.
As I said, yeah, I don't know why. I think maybe I have something. No, I didn't pick them as my least impressive team last time. I don't know. Just feeling it. I don't really need to explain more.
Yeah, your pick for the least impressive team last weekend really paid off.
Oh, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, we can expect Alonso to get a podium here.
Alonso P1.
I mean, you never know. Maybe the Aston will randomly be quick.
What was? To be fair, I was right the week before, so I've not got like a bad territory here, and I should have picked the Alpines. Again, I was almost going to go for the Alpines, right? Or do I go for the Alpines? And then make that my extra bold prediction as well.
Well, double Alpine DNF in a bold prediction.
Yes, that was going to be that. But no, I'll go with Aston. I want to move it up. I'd honestly go for Alpine least impressive team. I don't know why. Something about the French, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I not really much to say else. Extra bold prediction.
Let's go.
Alright. Okay, I need to think how to type this in.
Well, what are you trying to say?
I thought of saying like Sargent will get a top 10 position at least 2 sessions.
Sargent points. I'll give you for extra bold prediction.
I wouldn't really say points. Like if he gets top 10 in practice and then it's like sprint quali, I would like.
Well, I was gonna say if you think sprint. Okay.
Like,
you're predicting him in most impressive team to get points, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm expecting
Sargent. You said he might get a 10th. But then I was thinking you could also say in the sprint race then if he gets a point.
Wait, so do you want me to like increase the free sessions?
No. What I'm saying is, I'd just say Sargent does well.
Yes.
It's kind of vague, but we'll discuss that come next week when we have our weekly argument about who decides who gets what points.
I'm excited next week.
My one is that Charles, which I'm calling him because I don't want to attempt to spell Leclerc, DNF in the race.
All right, that's a reasonable prediction because
Sounds like maybe he should be the suppressive driver, but I don't think it's going to be entirely his fault. I think he'll probably be the Ferrari blowing up.
yeah, for our infamous Ferrari engine.
I was picking between Charles and Sainz, and just based off Charles's luck last week, I'm going to go for Charles.
Just
He has
never-ending
bad
pain
luck.
for never-ending pain for Ferrari. Anything else to say? Do you have any more final comments?
I hope it's an actually interesting race and it doesn't end up being boring.
Yeah, hopefully our most of our predictions come false, so we can actually have an interesting weekend.
Please F1.
Yeah,
Please F1. Please F1.
Please F1. We really desperately need a good race. I don't think quali is enough. We had a pretty banger qualies in the last few races, but the races are just so boring. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
I think for the next, if this race is boring, I'm gonna pick for the next weekend. I'm gonna pick the extra bold predictions. The race is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be such a bold prediction.
Well, a while away. That's a while away. To be fair, we've got.
Or you could actually is Max breaking Vettel's record for 9 consecutive wins a bold prediction? I don't think it is.
No, that is not a bold prediction.
If he wins in
that's
80
an easy prediction. If you predicted that at the start of the season, I'd give it you. But
yeah, I mean, you can really. I can split it as a predictions for the weekend if I'm putting it like that. Maybe I should put it Max tops every single session or something like that. Like they could be used, right?
yes, yeah.
Max gets P1 all practices, all sprints, or whatever.
I think that's an extra bold prediction. I guess Max getting P1 in everything would be a bold one. So all the practices, all the thing.
Yep.
But even then, it's is it that bold? He has the best car. He's way better than his teammate. He has the way better car. He's way better than his teammate.
I'm probably gonna think that one through because obviously, the next weekend after this one is towards the end of August. I think it's Zandvoort, right? The Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah. Yes, it is Zandvoort first. I keep forgetting. I always think it's Italy first back, but yeah, no, we are Zandvoort first.
Yeah. Monza now. I think Monza is gonna be an interesting race. I just have the feeling.
I'm only looking forward to Brazil because Mercedes seem to create the best car there. So
yeah, last time that was the last non-Red Bull victory in 23 race or 22 races.
Also 2021 where Hamilton destroyed everyone in the field.
Yeah, it was the one where Hamilton came from P20 at the start of the sprint and won the race on Sunday.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean that Mercedes was this season's Red Bull level. The car was unreal. When you watch Hamilton 2021 at the Brazil, the car was so quick. It was insane.
I love that race. Anyway,
right.
Yeah.
We should probably end because I need to go in a few minutes. So yeah.
You do.
Thanks for watching for the stream. For anyone watching it back, that's not live because obviously not everyone's up there to watch the stream live. Thank you everyone to watch the previous streams. I saw the last F1 stream had a more 50 plus views, which is pretty good for MCC channel talking about F1. I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week with AJ. And yeah, see you everyone.
Bye.
Okay.